Hey guys, how are things going under the sea? Welcome to Lesson 8, where we'll be talking about colors in depth. So, first, I'm going to talk about the brushes I've used for the drawing, and these are the blur brush, a mixer brush, the sketch brush, which I'm not going to use anymore, and a flat color brush. So, guys, these are the three main brushes I'm going to use because, as I said, I mean three, because I'm not longer using the one used in the sketch. So, I'll be using them to color, blur certain areas, and mix others. Right now, I'm adding those details to complete the final image. Guys, don't you find this image familiar? Because I do. Yeah, I think it reminds me to the villain of the Hercules movie, and I think also to a character of a well-known video game called Undertale. I don't know if you know it. Well, I must say I've not been inspired by these characters, but I've just played around and it turns out that the result is similar to them. Anyway, in this step, we'll be giving details, especially to the hair, and creating the lighting effects, especially in the smallest areas. Also, we'll be adding scales to the skin and cleaning the drawing. As you know, I work in the same layer. I've told you that before. So, for those areas which are too flat, I'll use the blur brush to create volume. And the same light blue that I used for the lighting effect, I'm going to use for other things. For example, to light up even more certain areas, or to add the scales, or for example, to emphasize certain light spots. As you can see, what I'm basically doing is deleting things that I don't like and adding elements to finish the different parts of the mermaid. Obviously, guys, if you have any doubt, feel free to contact me through the forum of the course. Or, for example, if you are curious about something or want to ask me a specific aspect about my drawing method, whatever, you can ask me. As I told you before, it's not something specific, my method. I've become familiar with these techniques by practicing over time, and now I feel comfortable doing it in this way. Perhaps this could explain why I'm doing it or I work like that. Well, as you can see, it's just a matter of adding or deleting colors regarding your personal tastes. It's also common to come across or create different shapes that you didn't plan to draw, like this hand over here, which comes out of the blue. And lighting effects are great for creating volume and giving our illustration a real aspect. Let's compare this mermaid with the initial sketch. It's almost a new mermaid, right? So, step by step, we'll be getting much complete illustrations thanks to the details we're adding. Well, I also wanted to tell you that filters are a good resource for giving our illustration even more special elements. So, if we want to get even a better and more original result, let's use filters. Those I usually use are overlaying, screening, and multiplying, depending if I want to add light or make it darker, or for instance, saturate some areas. We could also try out different brushes to enhance the illustration, or if we don't like the result, delete it. So, as you can see, I'm using these dots, which are for create the scales. I'm also paying attention to those areas that needed to be lightened up or darkened. The only missing element now is the tail, which I still need to perfect by adding some details. I'm thinking about it, but I believe I'll create a transparency effect for the fins. Regarding the tail, I'll add in white and blue strokes to try to create volume. I've also used the eraser to delete the exceeding color. And here it gives the final result. You can also use some secondary lines which might help you to enhance the image. Since it's a mermaid, you can allow yourself to be a bit extravagant when applying lighting effects. I'm telling you this because it's not a realistic picture and we are not trying to copy or represent the image of the piranha, so we need to be creative. I told you that before. And, well, in the last place, we'll be coloring the fishes, which will also be used as a part of the composition just to complete our illustration. So for them, I'm going to use as well the reference image and the same colors than the mermaids when it's finished, because there are still some details missing in it. But remember, adding too much is also a mistake. So, as well as we did with the mermaid, we'll be using the reference image to color the little fishes. The first thing we'll need to do is creating a single layer and working with it. After coloring it, I'll add the scales and align the spot using the filters. Now I'm going to duplicate this fish and work with this model, altering and modifying it. So, this lesson has come to an end. See you in the extra lessons I included in this course. Bye!